We were joined now by Mr. Babatunde Agala, who is a member of the APC, a legal practitioner. He was also the chairman, House Committee on Judiciary in the Lagos State House of Assembly. Thank you for coming on this morning.
It's my pleasure to be here. Good morning.
Having listened to the president, I mean, that clearly is the perspective. That is the thinking behind the deployment of security, which your party vehemently spoke up against. But I haven't heard that. What do you think?
Well, you see, for me, I think first and first, we must distinguish between providing security and militarization of elections, which is a civil activity. If you need to provide the security, the police, I believe, is equipped to do that. You cannot send masked men into elections and tell me you are providing security.
No, but the history of our elections in this country...
Sorry, sir.
The police
Please, mark my words. You cannot send masked men and call that security. And even if you must deploy troops, and it's unfair to say the history of the elections, the police have never...
Unilaterally, that's what I didn't learn.
Sorry.
The police have never single-handedly conducted or secured the election. It has always been a joint security arrangement.
It has always been joint security arrangements coordinated by the police. Even in Ondo, the Inspector General of Police was the one who took charge.
Who took charge in Osun?
It was not the Minister of State for Defense. It was not.
No, but who took charge in Osun?
I'm sure you heard me. It was not the Minister of State for Defense, who was so visible, strutting all over the place.
But in the stakeholders meeting,
yes,
it was the Inspector General of Police that spoke as the
True.
leader of the security team.
That spoke. Look, I listened to the president saying he will secure. If he wants to talk, I have no problem with that, personally. But mark my words, providing security, it's a totally different thing from militarization and intimidation. If reports coming out of Osun is anything to go by, I wasn't there. I can only speak on reports about arrests, about intimidation, about people wearing masks. I mean, the masked one is totally unacceptable. If anybody must provide me security, we should see him. Suppose that man shoots somebody and walks away. What do you hold responsible? Who are those who even wear masks? Are they soldiers? Are they police? Are they DSS? Are they civil defense? Are they Boy Scouts? Are they traffic wardens?
Okay. Did they infringe on anybody's right to vote?
Right to vote and intimidating people from voting. Like I said, I was not in Osun.
Yeah, but from the accounts you heard.
From the accounts we had. I mean, we had people who claimed that security men stormed their houses at night, shooting, threatening arrests, and what have you. They claim, please mark my words, I was not there. So I will not talk about what I do not know,
Okay,
or
but
did not witness.
as at today, or even before today, have you heard anyone who claimed that those security agencies, masked or otherwise, prevented them or disrupted the voting process or procedures?
Look, I can tell you for free, I know a friend was arrested. I know one who was arrested while he was going to vote.
He did not tell you under what circumstances he was arrested?
Well, according to him, mark my words, I was not there. So I will not say what I do not know. According to him, he was going to vote. They had tried to arrest them overnight. They shot in their home overnight. Unfortunately, they were not there because they had gone into hiding because they know they were being hounded. And then the person was going to vote. He was arrested, and immediately after voting and their accreditation ended, he was released.
That was in the Osun elections?
In the Osun election. That is what he said.
So he did not vote?
He couldn't even be accredited. No talk of voting.
Okay, now the thing is this. A lot of people will also say that if the APC is, concerned about the voting populace, and they were talking about intimidation and over-militarization or militarization at all, that this would also mean that, both the supporters of the PDP and the APC or Labour Party or any party at all, as long as they're members of the electorate, will feel intimidated across board. It's not something that one particular party can say, well, we suffered loss because of this. Do you agree?
With the thinking
Yes.
that the intimidation ought to be across,
Was
or the
across board,
complaints
or would
ought to
have
be
been across board.
Well, I will say here, I'm not speaking for APC because I do not have the mandate of the party to speak for it. I speak as Babatunde Agala. If a section complains, it's he who feels it that would complain. Like I said, and I'll say for the opportune time, I was not in Osun. And like I said when I came here on Ekiti elections, those who were there are the best people who can talk about what they physically felt. And if there was, for instance, I have the control of the army, for instance, and it has been brought into an election for a purpose, of course I will give it direction. I will reassure those I want to vote for me to say, do not worry, these are my people, they are working for us. I mean, and politicians have their ways of doing things. They have a way of getting information across where they need to get it across.
But if that were the case, how do we then account for the victory of the APC in Osun State?
I would say Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola would appear to be acceptable to the people. He would appear to have made their yearnings. He would appear to have done his work well, to have vigorously campaigned, and it would appear the Osun people are satisfied with what he's done. He's highly rated in their eyes, and they went out to ensure that he's re-elected. They went out to vote and made sure they protected their votes.
The reason that question is very important is because, there have been complaints in the Ekiti elections, that there was militarization, and a lot of people believe that could also have contributed to the loss of, of the APC in that state. So the question will be, if it contributes, does Osun change that particular perspective? That the electorate can still come out to vote in spite of whatever intimidation they perceive, one, and then two, did the APC lose fair and square in Ekiti State?
Well, but you see, you mustn't also forget that in Ekiti, there were different circumstances. First, Ekiti was shut down on Thursday. Some APC leaders claimed they were prevented from coming into the state. I recall Governor Amechi was sent back on Thursday when he was coming to attend the APC rally. I recall Governor Adams Oshomole said on his way from Benin, his helicopter was prevented from even taking off to go to Ekiti. I recall some APC leaders were saying their chartered plane was not allowed to take off from Akure Airport. So these are enough signals even to the followers.
Were they going to vote?
If I am leaving troops in battle, and I myself is cowed, what can my troops do?
I thought if they're leading troops in a battle, they're going to participate in the battle.
What can my troops do?
That's how generals do, isn't it?
If the general himself, that's what I'm saying now.
But these are not voters.
If the general
they're not eligible to vote in that election.
If the general is cowed, what can troops do?
The general who is not
What
to fight.
What I'm saying here, like I said, for the opportune time, I did not participate in these elections. These are matters of conjectures. That if those persons said, the leaders of the party said they were intimidated, and it became public knowledge. I mean, if I'm a follower, it's enough reason. Mark my words, if.
Okay.